Welcome back to the Shade Tree Garage, guys. And today I've got a little show and tell video for you. Now, are you a eBay user? I've been using eBay for more than 25 years, since I think I joined in the fall of '99. Anyway, as you can imagine, if you're an auto mechanic or you've got old cars, you probably have spent beaucoup money buying parts. Almost all the big Tri-5 parts suppliers have eBay presences, and prices are generally, about the same. And especially if you have a kind of an Orphic classic car like I do over here, my '56 Plymouth. I think the only reproduction parts you can buy is a gas tank and maybe a sending unit, unless it's new old stock. And most of the parts I end up getting for the old Plymouth are going to be used parts, simply because nobody makes new reproduction parts. I wanted to do this little show and tell because I just got in the mail a couple days ago something I bought off eBay. Now, this was an accessory for the 55 through 57 Chevys, particularly the station wagon. Now, my station wagon, it came with windows that roll down. Those went by the wayside many, many years ago, and the only thing left to show it ever had roll down windows in the back behind the passenger and driver's door was the single little piece of track that mounts to the inside of the body that the scissor arms use to push off of to raise it or pull down to lower, the glass. So anyway, oh gosh, I don't know many months this has been. I saw somebody post an auction for screens to replace the glass behind the driver and passenger door in a two-door or four-door wagon. Now the box, and I've seen it forever and I've wanted them forever, simply because it was an unusual option. Not an option, it wasn't a dealer option, it was an aftermarket thing. Now I'm assuming that these screens were developed as an option for people who had either the stationary windows like I do on my two-door wagon, or were not happy with the fact that even on a four-door with roll-down windows, they didn't go down all the way. And the problem was that the wheel well on the wagon was rather extensive. And so the window would only go down about halfway. And if you wanted more air to come into your vehicle, the screens represented an option. You could have it was like taking out the whole glass in the side windows, except you'd have screens there. Pretty slick idea, I thought. These screens have been on eBay for at least 8 months and perhaps even longer. And he had a big price on them. Anyways, and I have wanted these things forever just because it was a different option, And let me show you what one of them looks like. All right, it is the size of that glass that goes in the door. This would also fit, and the glass isn't different from stationary to roll up or down. Okay, this would fit in a stationary glass situation or in a roll down window. But again, remember, you're only getting about, let's see, if this is the glass, it only rolls down to about this far. Or it only rolls down to about like that. So you're getting a less than half of the window opening open. However, the screens offer an option. The screen gives you the whole window open for airflow. And it's got a metal, probably looks like galvanized steel across all four sides. So, you know, you could put a gasket around this and put it in the opening, just like I did with the glass. And the screens are in beautiful condition. And on the box, it even says for 55, 56, 57. And I think it specifies four-door wagons. I have watched this auction for many months. And so a couple of weeks ago, I finally thought, well, I'm going to shoot this guy a lowball offer, you know, because it had make offer. And I don't know how many offers he may have had, but even I, despite the uniqueness of this option, of this accessory, I wasn't interested at the initial price he had. So I shot him a lowball offer, and he accepted. Now, lowball means under $250. You know, I understand the rarity of this option, and its value to at least to me was just in its unusual. It's such an unusual option or accessory for tri-fives. So I thought, well, what the hell? I'll shoot him an offer and see where negotiations might wind up. Well, after 8 or 9 months of watching it not sell, and I don't know how many looky-loos may have sent him real, truly lowball offers, he accepted my offer, and I couldn't be happier. So the screens arrived a couple days ago, and I just opened them up this afternoon, and just couldn't be happier. There's no instructions. I'm sure there were originally. So anyway, I don't know that I'm ever going to install them, but I might. It would certainly be allow for more airflow than just rolling the windows down. I had considered adding an electric, uh, a mechanical electric motor system just to lower the window down, because it's not a complicated. It just goes up and down about like that, and that's it. Because I've been thinking about about operational windows. And we went to the Tri-5 Nationals in August, the top of August, and it was hot as blazes. I'm not sure that being able to roll down the window, this much would have made a bit of difference in how hot it was. Having an open window, having that whole window on the side open, might have added a little more airflow. However, my wife told me what the answer really is to put vintage air in the damn thing. So that's on the radar screen too. Now you could pretty easily fabricate screens for your Tri-5 wagon. It's just a matter of measuring the original glass and getting some. This is fairly heavy duty screen. You don't want the plastic or vinyl or whatever that stuff is. The backside, you can see that they crimped. Let me turn this up a little bit. You might be able to see it. I don't have very good lighting right here. Let me turn this around. They actually crimped. This metal is shaped like a 90-degree angle, but the bottom here is crimped, and it captures the edge of the screen material, so it's going to hold it, and it could sit in that gasket that for that window. If you wanted, you could replace the stationary glass with the window screen, and I'm sure the gasket would do just fine. All right, but that's going to do it for this edition of the Shade Tree Garage. Please consider subscribing if you haven't done so already. Give me a thumbs up to like this post. And if you want to keep track of the new posts as they come, ring that bell and you'll get a notification every time something on this channel is updated. And you never know what you're going to find in the Shade Tree Garage. All right, thanks for watching. Consider subscribing and come on back again soon for more stuff from the Shade Tree Garage.